Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Harlow. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
I've seen you do interviews before, and I intentionally. I was thinking about. I try to intentionally do as little research as possible for some things because I don't want to be just like a regular like Stephen Kraut. No offense to anyone who has interviewed you in the past or whatever, but like my stilo is much more just conversational, and I say faggot and I say bad, horrible things.
Totally same.
Right.
I love you.
I love you. I'm like, ow! Go buy my merch. Ow! Go buy my merch. Ow! Stupid fuck.
Hey, everybody. What up, harlots?
Hello, children.
I'm so happy. I have live from Texas that stole him away from me. My hetero life mate is here. Welcome, Peter.
Hello, everybody. So glad to be back in the place where other people's stalkers live in Mike Harlow world. But oh my God, that little clip is magnificent. Just the fact of where we've been. It's been almost 4 years now. God,
it's crazy. That's how we met. He like messaged me, wanted to have me on his podcast, and I saw the name of his show, Conservatish, and I was like, oh my God, that's me. That's what I am.
And then how long before we were married? I think it was like
2 days.
2 days. Okay, yeah.
It's crazy though. I realized recently we've never done a live show on my channel, just the two of us. We've done videos and panels and your channel, but we've never done like one-on-one on here.
Is that really? Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
We've done it on your channel. We've done videos on mine. We've done a couple people at once. How crazy is that?
Should I get my shades? I should get my cop shades.
I can't stand to have them on here, but I like how they look. So
they do look very nice.
Shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hi, by the way, to our beautiful friends watching: Leah, Thin White, Axe, Ramiro, Cody, Tommy, Brian, the front porch. You know Brian, right?
I do. We've met before. Hello, Brian.
You need to know Brian. He's amazing.
Hi,
Millie,
Leah.
Everybody, all our besties are here. B. So how have you been? How are things in Texas, my love?
Things in Texas are really, really good. I love living here. I love making music. I love making memes. I love having horrible people on my Sage. What up?
Hey, Sage.
I love having problematic people. I've actually had some great
They've
stuff.
done a couple people at once.
Huh?
He has. Me, I'm a nun.
You've never had a threesome? Maybe we'll get into that. First things first.
Let's have introductions before we get into threesomes.
It's Peter Feliciano on the MIKEroaggress'd. You know how. But you know, it's a beautiful state and it's a beautiful people. You know, I've been listening to a lot of podcasts of people, and they just been talking about the differences of New York and Texas, or New York and Cali, like. Everyday life doesn't get affected by liberal dog shit in Texas. It's completely in most of the country. This crazy trans shit, the crazy BLM shit, the crazy whatever doesn't affect our lives. But in New York, obviously, in Cali and in Chicago and whatever, now in fucking Michigan. Is it Michigan that you can't? It's now was it a felony or is it a misdemeanor to misgender someone? Yeah. Fucking ridiculous. What white nonsense is that? That's the whitest shit I've ever fucking. That's like Finland white. That's how fucking bad that is.
That's how it used to be in New York, though. I think it really kind of started with all the lockup bullshit that it's kind of inescapable at this point. It used to be that you could kind of just do your own thing, but now it's sort of just in everything.
Yeah. I mean, one thing you got to say. As much as the both of us hate, what they've done and what they're doing, and I'm super happy to see that the tide is turning in a lot of amazing ways. They've done a good job. They did a really good job using white guilt. They did a really good job with the PSYOP. COVID.
Oh, they're geniuses.
Brilliant.
With what they do. They're evil geniuses.
Absolutely, yeah.
But you have to give credit.
Right. The only problem is for them anyway. The good things for us. What up, Robert Lowry?
Robert.
The other thing is though is that it's going really well for us, and the tide is turning because they're not as impressive as they like. You know, like it's too difficult of
what do you
mean? Meaning now that we're all seeing through their bullshit, it's not going to happen as much as they thought they could. They should have done it. They should have implemented the things that they implemented while being like more sneaky or more whatever. If they had been really good with the censorship, we would have been much more prone to turning into China or turning into whatever. But that motherfucking Constitution, you know what I mean? When they lock it down, no other country has that, like a real Constitution, and has the rebellious spirit that we have. It's just the New World Order shit's not going to work here. It's just not.
You think this is what I love about you is that you're always much more optimistic than I. I've become a cynical the last few years, but do you think so? I don't know if you saw they're trying to start in again. CNN came out with a thing about how this is going to be the summer of COVID. Get your masks ready. Get TV shows to watch because that's what they want us just all on the couch watching on prescription drugs. Take your antidepressants. Do you think if it were to happen again, people would not be down with it? People would go against it? I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. A lot of people. Okay, in Texas and places like that, of course, we're not buying any of the shit. People might wear masks. I've seen even one earlier today, a black lady. What's with the black people? What's with the black people? If you're listening right now, why are you so anti-vax? I'm approving of that, but why are you that? And then also, it's at least 40% of the mask wearers I see are black. I don't know what the hell that is. It's really weird. It's really weird.
Usually it's weird. There's like a weird dichotomy with black people because they're so based on some things and so blind on others.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I guess it's kind of the same with white people, though, that you have like conservatives and you have,
yeah, but I mean the distrust of the government. I mean, I guess maybe it doesn't affect one's person as deeply as, a chemical of all kinds of horrible things, totally safe and effective. It doesn't affect that as much to put a mask on. And also maybe it's an extension of their healthy distrust of government and others to be like, I'm going to mask up to like protect me, whatever. I don't know what it is.
Maddie, I have not seen you in a while. I've missed you, bitch.
What up, boy?
He's in Australia too. We have a lot of friends here in Australia. Millie said, I wish we had a proper constitution in Australia. Yeah, maybe that's because they're seeing how they've had quite a ride the last few years.
Yeah, y'all shouldn't have given up your guns, man. You shouldn't have given. I mean, I love y'all. You shouldn't have given up your guns. It's just, again, over and over and over, we have that experience throughout history when it's trite, it's a trope now in the fucking movement. But when you give up your guns, you're giving up everything else. You just are. It's not, no one needs an AR-15 to hunt a deer. Yeah, we know. It's to fucking protect ourselves from turds like you, bro. From turds like you and the malevolent cops that work for you.
Well, it's never about the thing that they say it's about. Like, if anything, because I used to be, when I was a liberal, I used to be, oh, yes, take the guns and all that, until you're the victim of a violent crime. And then that changes your opinions on it real fast. But even then, I feel like I was kind of not as, I don't know, it wasn't one of the bigger issues for me. The last couple years should show everybody you do not give an inch on that shit.
Right.
Every gun restriction is 2 weeks to flatten the curve. That's what every single one is.
Yeah, and it's always not only, again, it goes back to the Constitution. On my show, Conservatish, my weekly show, everybody.
Which, by the way, subscribe to his stuff. The links are below.
Thank you so much, Princess. I had Michael Cargill maybe a month ago. He owns Central Texas Gun Works here in Austin, and he sued the ATF about the pistol braces. And the ATF mostly was around like, yeah, okay, this is not okay that you're trying to take away guns or you're trying to restrict guns. But it also was the ATF, a federal and executive branch institution, which is beholden to the president, right, is not in charge of making laws. That's the Congress, right? That's our House. That's those guys who make laws, not the ATF, not the FBI, not the CIA, not all those dumb white cocksuckers. It's motherfuckers. it's that's Congress's job. So he sued the ATF and he won. So over and over, I want to put that other white-pilled movement thing out to your.
Where'd you go?
Sorry about that. You hear me now?
It's the NSA. They're coming. They don't like hearing this shit.
It's CIA. The government will overreach, and if we don't check them, they'll. It's like any abusers. Like, oh, I got away with it. Cool. I get to. Blah, blah, blah. It's weird to come up to the next level of thinking that the government would actually not follow laws, and we have to check them for them to follow their own fucking laws.
Didn't they kind of get away with it, though, with the COVID agenda? That's why I'm very pessimistic that they'll get away with it again.
Did anyone check them on it? Like legally? Here's the thing. They got away with it with some of these things for as long as it takes the legal process to go through, right? Here's another thing, by the way, just as a window into that lawsuit. It was literally Cargill versus Garland. Okay. It was Cargill versus Merrick Garland. It wasn't some movement. It wasn't some super PAC. It wasn't some activist. It was one dude suing them, and they relented. Right.
See, and this is the problem a lot of the times, that in Australia, it was a conservative government that took them. That's the problem. That is the problem, that like there in many cases is no real opposition. The opposition is just average people. There are such few people. I was saying the other day when I saw Mitch McConnell malfunction, I was like, we need fucking term limits like yesterday. And somebody said to me, they were like, no, because that would get rid of all the good politicians in office. And I was like, how many of them are there? I feel like you could count on one hand. Maybe if you're being very generous, two hands, you could count the good ones. Who? Rand Paul. I like Matt Gaetz. I do. Natalie has been good on some stuff, but maybe
she's
Holly.
She's a little bit of a goofball, cornball, but I do like Marjorie Taylor Greene sometimes. Who's that other one? Is Loomer?
But yeah, the fact that we even have to like struggle to think of more that would be at like 4 or 5.
Right. Out of
be generous and say 10.
I looked it up a month and a half ago. I posted it. There's 529,000 politicians in the U.S. That's it. We're 331 million people. Okay.
Wow.
So we outnumber them and outgun them, and they can't, like, I hate this idea that it's, there are, when they come to power, they don't come to fucking power. There are servants. There are fucking employees. We trust them only as much as we give them fucking rope. And then as soon as out. So that's part of the term limits, like you're talking about. But it's also this thing that is mentally where I've gotten to the last 2 years is much more, I wouldn't say I'm libertarian. I don't like labels. I just like this idea that it doesn't matter. Like, if we shrink the government's power, it doesn't matter who's in office.
Yeah,
it really doesn't. If we're insulated from Biden or Trump or whatever by a thick wall of fuck you, don't tell me what to do, it doesn't really matter who's in charge. And that's what Democrats and GOP motherfuckers don't understand, is they think, okay, this insane power, if we just had our guys in the insane power, they'd do better. Incorrect. Absolute power corrupts. Absolutely. Even if you have a fucking R next to your name, the solution is to shrink government power and to make these cocksuckers impotent.
Yeah, I agree with that, of course, but I feel a little bit differently, that I feel like things have gone so ridiculously to one side that I feel like it will take somebody in office to legislate.
Sure.
removing all of the power that the government has. It'll take legislation to get rid of things like all of these agencies, the NSA and all of that.
Right. There's a guy I have on my show in 2 weeks named Derek Brose, who's running for mayor of Houston. And he literally, his whole thing is that he is running for the mayor position in order to cut the power of the mayor position. It's beautiful. And he's actually, and he's actually in Houston. He's actually one of the top 5 candidates. Go to derekbrose.com. But what's happening with him in Houston, I can't remember the name of what he called it, but local government's pretty important, right? We all go to our city council, some of the greatest videos of all time. You go to your city council, you tell them, we want to talk about this, we want this changed, and they have to, or they should have to change it, right? Here's how Houston is set up. If you, as a Houston citizen, come to the city council and say, hey, we want this changed, it doesn't matter, because unless the mayor brings up a topic, the city council is not allowed to talk about it.
Are you kidding me?
Yep.
They would love that in all these other places too. They would love that. They're going to try to bring that to every friggin' city.
Yeah, centralized power, man. Centralized power is gay. We have to fucking get rid of that shit.
We need shirts that say that centralized power is gay.
Yeah, central bank is for fags.
Hey, Jeremy, that's what you've missed. Centralized power is for fags. I was thinking of you, by the way. I like a week or two ago, I went out with Billboard Chris, and we were interviewing people.
I saw that.
In Philadelphia. It just gave such validity to everything you have ever talked about that literally 100% of people who were raging against us, not 99%, 100% were white, and 100% of black people that we came in contact with were completely on board with what we were saying about kids transitioning.
Hashtag rage against boring white liberals. That's what it is, man. That's
yes,
what it is. I keep talking about that. Because, as I've said many times, it's not just whites. Yeah, I know that. But it's like a handful of black activists, right? Yeah. That's kind of yes, there's a lot of amateur blacks who still go like something wrong with the country, blah, blah, blah. So who are you going to vote for? Oh, Democrat, whoever's Democrat, because they still are mentally, retarded. But we're moving forward. I mean, my account is a perfect example. When I post stuff that is anti, I post one of the bigger, a couple of the huge, kind of viral moments I've had on Instagram, is me posting, the Uber driver, black Uber driver who was based, and also me proving that black people are not actually Democrats, right? Me posting a video of Bernie Mac going on a rant about how much he loves guns. Like it's over and over and over. The culture is not what these white liberals think it is.
You know what's interesting too? I fell down a rabbit hole a couple weeks ago and found all of these old interviews with these different actors and celebrities. And it was only maybe like 10 years ago how they were like vehemently anti-vax. Robert De Niro, all of these. Did you know Robert De Niro like 10 years ago went on an entire media tour against vaccines?
Are you kidding? Please clip that and send it.
I saved it just in case they try to wipe it. I'll post it after. Yeah. And he was going to screen a documentary that was talking about it at his film festival, and it got canceled, and he went on all these interviews saying how he was against that. And now they're magically all on board with this shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I think that's a big component of it, is that a lot of these people, like I guarantee you he's been out there now praising all the lockups and the COVID vaccines and shit. All of these people just pretend that they're on board with it. It's like the lamb's blood on their front door. So they think they'll get passed over in the great canceling.
Right. I mean,
oh yeah, that's right. Jim Carrey also.
Yeah. He actually did that only like 10 years ago with Jenny McCarthy when they were together. But there's an idea, I posted some tweet today about how Greta Thunberg, whatever the fuck her fucking name is, has a net worth of $2 million. Did you know that? Verified.
I'm shocked that's all it is.
verified on multiple websites. In fact, there's a higher number that one website said there was 18 million. I was like, no, 2 million. I've seen it over and over and over. Suffice it to say. And then some people commented like, yeah, I guess being a crazy liberal is that's what happens. She's not a crazy liberal. Let me just clear this up for you. Nobody at that level actually cares about the things that they're telling you. The amateurs, Upper East Side voters, Upper West Side voters, Greenwich Village, Berkeley, California, San Francisco, Los Angeles, those amateur people do actually believe that. But as you just perfectly brought up as an example, people who have people who switch sides so quickly like that don't actually have principles. Greta Thunberg doesn't give a sweet hot fuck about the climate. She's got incentivized to pretend that she does. That's why she was over in fucking Davos. Anybody who goes to fucking Davos is a piece of shit. Leonardo DiCaprio going to the fucking UN going, oh, climate.
On his private jet.
On his private fucking jet. Listen, one of the greatest actors we've ever had. No soul. No fucking soul. In fact, Louis C.K. once on Opie and Anthony way back in the day said that was making a joke about how actors are empty vessels because they need, the better the actor, the more empty the vessel, so that they can adopt different personalities and portray those in really, talented ways. So
that's why I wasn't a good actor. I back in the day did a little bit of acting and I was like, I kind of just want to be myself. I don't want to be other people.
Speaking of actors, they really should have had you on Sopranos. I'm watching Sopranos again, and it makes me want
to. The closeted one who gets a pool stick jammed up his ass.
Yeah, sure, that one. No, but I was going to say Maron. Am I saying that right? Maron.
Yes, that was great.
Thank you very much. I'm very proud of myself.
Hey, Dylan, my darling. Yeah, this is what's funny though. This is a good point. At her age, I'm doing something wrong. That's the thing is when people talk, because, anyone who isn't a leftist, you're a grifter. That's what people don't get, though, is I wish we should have just stayed liberals and made our millions. And then maybe afterwards we could speak our mind.
Yeah. Patrice used to say that. He's like, having integrity in this business is dumb. It's dumb. So dumb. And you can't help it if you have a soul. You have to. But,
So inconvenient, though.
It really is. I wouldn't have been shadow banned and censored and fucking, have all the shit that goes on with my accounts. God.
Speaking of, I love The Sopranos. I need to rewatch it. I haven't seen it in a couple of years.
It's very good. But I
will
will
say,
I'm on I skipped season 1. I realized it's a consistent thing with all the shows that I like. I just skip season 1. Season 1 is always
season 1 is so good. There's the college episode oh my God, it's so good.
Oh, no. A lot of it is good, but I've noticed it takes a show 2 seasons to get its own personality solid. I've noticed
season 2 I think is my favorite with the meat grinder, Janice. Have you seen the series before?
Yes. Okay. I don't remember that yet. But
by the way, probably my most unpopular opinion of all time. I think it ended perfectly. I loved the ending.
I don't mind that either. Yeah, I didn't mind that either.
Perfect sense.
Yeah.
What I think a lot of times when these people complain about things, it's how would you have wanted it to end? You want to watch him get fucking gunned down in front of his family?
Right. And there's also, with some shows, I don't think they were rushed. I think Game of Thrones was rushed, right? That last season.
I never watched it, and I ended up being, for years, people were like, what do you mean you don't watch Game of Thrones? And I proved all these bitches. I was right all along, not watching it.
I will actually say this first season, that's an exception. The first season of Game of Thrones was fucking legit. But it was also, it was also based on fucking goddamn books. So the structure, the framework of the show was already there.
You know, it was a great show that's been kind of forgotten that I guarantee you nobody here has ever watched it. There was this show called The Good Wife that was so good. They could never make it. They could never make it today. No, get this though. So it started this is one that took a couple seasons to get really good. The first couple seasons, it was just kind of trial of the week or whatever. But then they took it to a whole other level. It really took the piss out of both sides of politics. There was an entire storyline about the DNC rigging an election. You could never do that today. And they did a spinoff of it, which was just Trump all Trump all the time hysteria. You could never do that today, though.
Right. Yeah. Very sad.
Speaking of shows and Trump, you know what I've been rewatching?
God,
Celebrity Apprentice.
I've seen some clips. There was that clip of it was going around maybe 3-4 days ago of fucking Joan Rivers. It got me kicked on a whole Joan Rivers.
Oh God, player! It's so good.
Man. She was so fucking good.
Did you ever see what she said about Michelle Obama?
Yeah, brilliant. Got her killed.
People think there are people who think that. Jeremy, thank you so much for the super chat, my darling. If anyone ever doubted your gayness, they need to just ask what shows you like.
No, even worse, the shows you don't like, i.e. ergo Sex and the City and Just Like That, and yet you force yourself to watch it over and over and over. That's some
I love the original Sex and the City. We've been having so much fun. By the way, everybody subscribe to my locals because we've been doing every week and Just Like That hate watch parties. When you got to come on one soon, Peter?
You forced me to watch so much dog shit that I fucking Rent still comes at we've done the Jellicle Cats, we've done all kinds of horrible things.
Dude, it's so weird to this day, and it's so weird because it doesn't even have like a whole lot of views, but I guess it was the people who did watch it liked it. To this day, more people come up to me about the Rent video we did than anything I've ever done.
I think actually thinking about it now, because we're reminiscing, we're having Pete and Mike nostalgia today. I think our Cats video might have been the second thing we ever did publicly.
Yeah, it was.
I believe so.
And I think it was right before the COVID agenda started.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The plandemic, as people sometimes call it.
Yeah, the scamdemic. By the way, parentheses, if you guys feel so inclined, send in your super chats. Help me be a better grifter. Can I say, okay, so like, I don't know if this sounds douchey to say, but it's only because like I'm, working to start doing this full time and stuff. However, and I'm shocked by this. However, this past month, July, has been, in terms of revenue, the biggest month for my channel ever since I've been doing this, and the biggest month for my locals ever. So thank you guys so much. Thank you. I'm really so touched by that.
I wish I was. I can't monetize yet.
Oh my God, that's right. I keep forgetting that. You guys subscribe to his channel, watch his stuff. Let me tell you something. And I swear, I promise you, I'm not saying this because he was my friend. This man is the most criminally fucking underrated person on the entire goddamn internet. It drives me crazy to see people blow up who like suck and you haven't been monetized yet. So please subscribe to his channel. Click on stuff. Just leave it fucking running. Just do whatever. Get other people to subscribe. We are getting this bastard monetized.
Thank you very much. Yeah, part of it was the amount of views or the amount of hours watched within a year, and also strikes. And I got a strike back in April because I posted something that had violence in it. Do you know where I got that, by the way, everybody? Where I got that on YouTube? Where I got that video to post? It was on fucking YouTube. That's right. I recorded something off of YouTube, made a meme, posted it to YouTube, and they took it down. And even though I appealed, they still said, nah, violence. I'm like, I got it from you. So anyway, shit's unfair.
That's such bullshit. Yeah, they just find things. What's the link? The link it has the link below if you look in the description.
My YouTube is at Peter Feliciano. My Rumble, I don't think that I have a personalized one, but you can just search me. Instagram is at Peter_Feliciano.
And if you just look in the description, it has all his links. Am I the only person who doesn't like Rumble? I try. Like, I put this on Rumble, but
right, I try to. I think it's just not as well designed as YouTube. Now, YouTube has had 10, 15 fucking years to work on it, so I don't know. But
and apparently people make money on Rumble, but like all the stuff that I've ever put on Rumble, I looked the other day. I think I finally made something on there. All of the stuff combined that I've made has brought in a grand total of 14 cents.
Yay. That's
So
how
I
my
just
Spotify is.
I think they need to give people like a reason. Just like I would love to be on a platform that doesn't censor, but it has to make sense. Yes, Cody, this is so true. We need more people on local to play games with. So yes, subscribe to my locals. We have games night. We have weekly hate watch parties. We do movie night. You have to freaking come on one. We do like game night. I think Cody is leading on the leaderboard. We need to do Friday the 13th.
How do you do a game? I don't understand how that works on local.
Well, I kind of just post the link on there, but we don't do it all on local.
But I mean, like, so some people, oh, I see. So you don't do it live. You just play versus each other.
We kind of like, yeah. And we will like do it over Zoom or Discord. We have an awesome Discord group hangout. This has become like my happy place because I don't know about you. I feel like you get along with people more than I do. That I've grown very sour towards a lot. Not all because I, the amazing friends who are content creators like Carrey, great people. However, as a whole, as a collective, I've grown very sour towards like content creators.
Oh yeah.
So our Discord is like my happy place.
I did a fucking show. There's a comedy show that I did in Austin the other day. Shadow Band. And do you know Leonarda Joni?
No, who's that?
Anyway, she's a comedian and she invited me on the show. Sweetheart of a lady, very funny, very problematic. And I there was somebody who was in the, who I had met at a show. I won't mention their name. But I had seen him at another show. I had seen him at another show, invited him on Conservatish. And then he's like, yeah. And then I've sent him 2 messages and never heard anything back, but he still follows me and likes my stuff from time to time. And then I saw him the other day at the show and I'm just like, okay, all right. I'm just gonna, okay, great. That's it. That's the extent of our relationship. But again, it points to the same thing you said, where it's just like, I like authentic motherfuckers. I don't like this. Just tell me no. Just don't like my stuff. I don't know. It's weird.
Oh, by the way, thank you so much, Mim, for the sticker. You're the best. Where was the one I was looking for? How to sign up for Hate Watch on the locals. Yes, my mom is coming on Wednesday to watch and just like that with us.
Oh, Jesus. That's going to be intense.
Oh, she's got things to say. She is pissed.
How are they, by the way? I love your
they're good. So I actually might have a little Florida update.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm trying to decide. You guys chat. Let me know what I should do. I have a conundrum. Have you ever been to West Palm?
No.
Me neither. Chat. Has anybody ever been to West Palm?
I have a feeling it's very homosexual.
Oh, you think?
Oh yeah.
I was thinking it's very like retirement-y, but apparently it's not. Like the median age is very young. So the area that I've been wanting to move is St. Pete. But it's just, the thing is, like, New York has gotten so insanely expensive that like there's no room to save money, Right. After like rent, just fucking groceries. You go to the store and buy like 3-4 things and it's $30. So anyway, it turns out we have this family friend who's a realtor that has this like beach house that in West Palm that we could get at like a big ass discount. So I'm thinking maybe it would be better to move there. And then if I don't love the area, it'll be easier to relocate somewhere else in Florida once I'm there.
Oh, absolutely. There's
I might take a trip down there.
Let me look at West Palm.
It's weird though. That median age is actually a couple years younger than St. Pete.
I think that might be the place because St. Petersburg is up further away. So like being near Fort Lauderdale, Boca Raton, and Miami might be fucking legit. Because you could probably
party at Mikey's house. Hell yes! Once I move, you guys are all coming over.
Yeah, that might be a good one.
So yeah, I just gotta like, I don't know anything about West Palm, but I was thinking though, I'm like, even if there's nothing for me there, there's nothing for me here. I don't even have any friends here anymore. Like everyone, you've moved, Johnny's moved, everyone's fucking moved. So
right.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think pulling the ripcord and getting the fuck out of there and just letting your whole spirit, I'm telling you, will just suddenly, like, this is why, like, I have to go online in order to get annoyed with liberals. Like,
oh, that sounds amazing.
It doesn't happen in my it doesn't affect my world. I mean, even I go to you know, fucking, even at my work, there's a bunch of just libertarian bumper stickers and things like that. You know, you can walk around and like people know you can't dehumanize the other side as easily as liberals can in New York and in California and Chicago and things like that.
Do you no, I've driven once for like 5 minutes when I was in Texas for Carrie's wedding.
That's one of the things I cannot. I really. Do you know how big? Do you know how famous? This is the viral moment. You and I doing teaching Mike how to drive.
Yes, let's do it.
And
come for the road trip because I'm gonna film like a whole documentary of it.
Yeah, I'd love to. And also going to the gun range.
I've never done that either. Can't hear.
I cannot wait. Everybody, I'm telling you. We'll start you off slow with like a little 9mm. We'll do maybe like a short one. We'll make it pink. We'll do. Hell yeah, dude. That would be so fun.
Oh, I love it. Thank you, Brian. That makes sense. I'd really consider West Palm option, even if it's just a stepping stone to where you want to settle in Florida. Gets you and your family out of New York. Yes. Absolutely. Yes. Yeah, this is what I'm thinking. Beach house there. If it doesn't work out, do St. Pete. Because I can't stand like another day here. It is so horrible. I never thought it would be like this. I used to love this city so much. Mm-hmm. Did you notice a big difference just from when you moved here?
I mean, yes, because I moved there right before the pandemic. So it changed very, very rapidly.
Oh God, that's right. Mm-hmm. I don't know why I always feel like we've known each other longer than we actually have.
Well, we've been married for about 3 or 4 lifetimes so far.
Yes.
What would our past lives would have been? We would have been, I think, at one point, Mexican lovers.
We would have been like the king and queen of some kingdom, but it would have been like a Lady Macbeth situation.
Absolutely. Would have Sicily at some point. The king and queen of Sicily. Also, at one point, I feel like I would have been like a librarian in the 1800s, and you would have been my pet cat. Like, I think there's.
Nim says West Palm is nice. So yeah, I'm actually we have a walkaway event there in November, but that's far away. So I feel like I might try to go beforehand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Beach house anywhere would be better than New York. Yeah. Right. So I might do that.
It might
Florida
be good.
Might be closer than I think.
I think one of my big movements has been telling people to move the fuck out of New York, out of California. I will say this, now that I'm on your show, I will say this. There's a woman, a badass motherfucker, who is running for city council in District 5 on the Upper East Side. Her name is Elizabeth for NYC. And she's a legit person who's all about medical. Maybe you might have met her, but she's all about medical freedom, and Elizabeth Galusho. But she's running for District 5 up on the Upper East Side, and is all about Galusho, GOLLUSCIO. I want to say, just you can find her. We haven't started pumping her. We haven't started pumping her social media yet, but it's Elizabeth for NYC, the number 4. And she's running. Yes, exactly. She's super based. Check her out. She's super based and all about freedom and all about unity, and just like, hey, this isn't working out the way we're doing it. Let's change this up. Yeah. So, but yeah, we've been working on her.
Elizabeth4nyc.com. Mm-hmm. I'll check her out. I'll see if she wants to come on here.
Yeah. And
by the way, wait, sorry, parentheses. Love you guys. Rock and roll. Oh, we've got the rock and rollers in the house. Is that
Diana fucking, that's goddamn Diana Death. What a sweetheart.
Diana, you got to come on here soon. I love her.
Yeah, she's awesome. We're doing a song, she and I. We're working on working on music.
In Texas?
No, she's in San Diego. Boo. She's in California. Boo. But yeah, we're working on a song. It's gonna be fucking legit. But
it looks awesome though. I mean,
yeah, Elizabeth for NYC. She's a badass, but she's also not like, you know, negative, and she's not like, you know, histrionic as some of the. There's one guy who's, I don't know, like, never mind. I'm not going to talk about them, but suffice it to say, she's like measured, but also based at the same time. She's a fucking great person. We've had countless.
Check her out. Yeah, I'll see if she wants to come on here. Maybe we'll do like a in-person thing.
Yeah, for sure.
I think, by the way, so we were talking about like inauthentic motherfuckers and content creators and shit. I think the election has pushed me over the edge with inauthentic motherfuckers. Like also all of them. It's not exclusive to any one candidate supporters. They are all so awful. Is it just me, or do you find that like the mouthpieces on Twitter and on all the platforms for all of the candidates are so insufferable? And so disingenuous. Even like, you know, I've said how like I want DeSantis to win. Even it's all of them. It's not just Trump's supporters. It's all of them. They're making the worst argument. And it drives me the most crazy with the DeSantis people, because a lot of times they're just making bad arguments. And the Trump ones are insufferable. The ones kissing that Vivek guy's ass. Ugh.
I think he's the worst. Thank you. Thank
you. I thought it was just me.
No, the measurement is, like you said, authenticity. He feels the most plastic, the most milk toast, the most like, hey guys, ugh, fuck off.
Too slick for me.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm with you there.
Thank you, though. I thought it was just me. There's something about that guy that I don't trust at all. And I think there's a big problem with the right, I guess, and I use that word loosely, that I feel like because we are so starved for some sort of validation for people to agree with us, you know, we've been told, oh, we're fascists and Nazis and these horrible people. And because we want that validation so badly, I feel like the moment somebody says one thing we agree with, we are ready to jump in bed with them. RFK is another example. And he makes a lot of sense on some things. But I mean, a couple years ago, this guy was wanting to jail people for denying climate change.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's on Twitter.
Very interesting. So let's talk again. I'm going to bring it back to this. The lesson that I learned, that I've been learning, over and over and over. No more leaders. If there's anything you've learned from fucking COVID, ladies and gentlemen, no more leaders. Meaning this: I can have representatives, but no more leaders, no more saviors. The thing is that being as starved as we've been, like you said, for someone to validate the fact that I'm not a racist. I don't hate trans people. I just want to protect the kids. Like I hate, right? It still is. We're not learning that human lesson of stop looking for saviors, that no one is coming to save you, right? But I'm putting this out there. No one is coming to save you is not bad news. It's good news. If you turn inward, take care of yourself and your community, your family, focus on the small shit, it doesn't matter who wins the fucking election. I'm not saying that that I won't vote, that I won't campaign, that I won't whatever. But the solution, the fucking lesson is that government is the problem. Government in the particular, especially in the particular way it is right now, is the problem. It is a growing, ever growing, irrelevant, disconnected machine. It is a bureaucracy machine. It is supposed to bloat. That's the way it's designed, right? Same thing with, you saw that graph. Administrators have jumped, like hospital administrators have jumped, 100%, and doctors have just like slowly come out. It's the same thing. Bureaucracy is designed to grow and to bloat and be disconnected from what it represents and who it represents. So the solution over and over is, instead of looking at all these people and being like, who's going to save us? Who's going to save us? None of these cocksuckers. Who best represents what I most value? Okay, I'll choose that guy, and then I'll hold his fucking feet to the fire. Yes. That's the solution.
that's what's bumming me out a lot, is that I feel like we know that the left, because a lot of them don't have any sort of religious beliefs, not that you have to, but I think a lot of them have made politics their religion. But it drives me crazy to see that on the right. And I think that's what a lot of people are doing. They worship these politicians. They're never wrong. I agree with you. The only asterisk I would put on it is that I think it is important to, for whatever voting means at this point.
But I just said I would vote.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I will vote, and I will get my.
But I need to have the right person in.
Absolutely.
I think, I think we need every tool in our arsenal to be used, because we are going up against we have such a massive mountain to climb that I think we need every tool in our arsenal. These conservatives who say, "Oh, government shouldn't get involved," bullshit. Government is involved, so maybe once involve it on behalf of the people you represent.
Right, and then
I wanted to. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, but I'm just saying I'm all down with that. I've had multiple. I had Forest Mommy, who's on Twitter. She was on my show this week, and she's a libertarian candidate for Arvada City Council in Colorado, and she didn't want to do it either. She doesn't. I don't like politics. I don't like government. So how? But there's also this idea. And I had a libertarian campaign strategist on my show a couple weeks ago. There's this idea in the anti-state movement, which is like, it doesn't matter, like it's all screwed up and black pilled and blah, blah, blah. Just get chickens and guns and hunker down and wait for them to come, knock down your door. No, bro. You can get chickens and guns and vote at the same time. Like, of course we should be working on our self-sovereignty. Of course, right? But in the interim, we can also still, Michael Cargill suing the ATF is a perfect example. Why did that work? Because again, we have these structures, i.e. Constitution, i.e. Bill of Rights, whatever, that we can hang our hats on and make change. We can affect change, and we are,
Wait, I want to get to Jeremy's super chat. Thank you, my love. Good. Giving to your anger. It gives you focus, makes you stronger.
Absolutely.
That's a shitty Palpatine, but thank you, my love. Send us your super chats, fam. Nerdy girl, I'd love to hear more about your thoughts on Charlie Kirk. I'm not. He said something. A lot of things I agree with, but my reasons why I dislike him, and let's be honest, there aren't many people who will admit this, but like, I'm not the biggest fan of Turning Point USA. My reasons are pretty personal. They're not objective in any way. I think in 2020 is when it mattered the most it will have ever mattered in our lifetimes. Who knows what's going to happen thus far? Between the lockups, between the election, they did fucking nothing. I know, because I was with probably, I think, the only group that was out doing things that year. And what bugs me is so many people, look at now they're doing stuff. Somebody mentioned Scott Pressler. Now they're starting to do things with Scott Pressler. Finally, it shouldn't have taken so long. But I think you have, somebody like Scott Pressler who has been working on his own the whole time. Then you have those are the activists. You have brilliant artists like Peter doing things on their own the whole time that get no assistance, that get no recognition from anyone. And then you have Turning Point USA getting $40 million a year for activism. So where's the activism? Now I will say now it seems like they're starting to do things. They're putting things towards ever so great, but I'm just personally not a fan. I think he's a little bit like a bobblehead.
Yeah, it's a bobblehead, but it's also a self-centered bobblehead, which is what bobbleheads kind of are, right? It's this. Yeah. It's this. Okay, I'll affect change doing. That $40 million went to probably what 365 days in a year. So let's say for good measure, let's call it 365 reels. Maybe 1,000 posts. That's what that costs. $40 million. Oh, we set up a table that we bought for $5 at Kmart. We set up a table outside of a college campus. We hired security, which was total $100,000. But that's $40 million. Well, that's weird.
Right? They didn't even do that in 2020. They did not. That's what pisses me off is all of these people. Like, that's the thing. The left uses their resources. They put their money where their mouth is. They don't really do that on the right.
That's why I always one of the many reasons I criticize the ADL. Do you know that their yearly income is $92 million? $92 million. And it's
for the grift. They are like the king of all grifters.
Right. And they've been doing it longer than BLM. BLM got caught and pushed aside. With the ADL, it's like someone made a poster, an anti-Semitic poster in Florida and put it outside of a senior center. $92 million, please. What the fuck? What, bro? Come on.
Can I say too, by the way, since you brought that up, I saw this account on Twitter before, like Stop Anti-Semitism. And I think it was about, did you see this thing with Piers Morgan and that Pearl chick?
No.
That she wrote a song about like, oh, the Jews or whatever. So he had her on his show to like, spank her for that basically. But he was directly advocating for censorship of her. And his show is called, and I typically like him more than a lot of people. His show is called Piers Morgan Uncensored. And so you have this account supporting, so you have this account called Stop Anti-Semitism supporting him. And I just wanted to say, I'm like, you are the people creating anti-Semitism. You are anti-Semitism's best recruiter in the world, because there's no reason to say, I think a lot of these things, like we've talked about this before, I think a lot of these things people believe about the Jews are insane. So why censor them? And when you censor them, you're going, oh, see, you can't say anything about, you make it seem true what they're saying.
Which is so weird too, because some of my favorite people in the world are Jews. And I've openly criticized the LA frumpy Jew, right? I've been
the Upper West Side ones.
The Upper West Side ones. But give me a fucking jewelry district Jew. I love jewelry district Jews. Like fuck, man. They make fun of themselves. The best Jewish jokes come from Jews, right? But I'm not allowed to even mention their name, much less make a Jewish joke.
That's the thing, is like they make these things seem true. They make like it's fucking ridiculous. Oh, I wanted to mention also, where was it? Jeremy asked.
Maddie says Charlie Kirk's face is too small for his head. He is a weird looking motherfucker. It's
like, not in the hot Derek Whibley way. This relates to what I was going to put up that Jeremy asked. I'm very turned off by Candace Owens too. I liked her at first. I know a lot of things about her too personally. She is an asshole. But why do you think Andrew Tate is? So I don't know how much. So I was totally oblivious to. I still am a little bit, more than a little bit, of the whole Andrew Tate thing. I've been falling down the rabbit hole a little bit the past few days. So just in general, I'm not a fan of like when people say why someone shouldn't be platformed. I think anyone should be platformed. My issue is that I've been watching these interviews that they're doing with this guy and then kind of fact checking them. And it's the dishonesty that's pissing me off. Like you have Candace Owens interviewing him and going, oh, these things that you did, that's not who you are anymore because it was so long ago. It was 10 years ago. And then I look it up and it's shit from like 6 months ago. So it just feels like they're creating this very rosy picture of him. And I'm surprised because I love Tucker Carlson. But it just feels like they're presenting like a very one-sided image.
Right. But what if, okay, I'm no big, huge Andrew Tate fan. I love I'm supportive of any straight men who are defending masculinity, right? So I like what he has done, and by just in the culture, right? Because a lot of our problems are based on men cutting their balls off and going, I'm sorry, feminist, will you fuck me? So any help to men, I appreciate. At the same time, I again point it back to no more saviors. He has become a figurehead because those men who are starving, like you're talking about, starving for that message, will go, oh, they can do no wrong. They can do no wrong. No. We take what we want and leave the rest. When I go to a fucking buffet, I don't eat every single fucking thing on there. I eat what I want and I leave the rest for someone else, right? Same thing goes with any human being or any politician. I take what I want and I leave the rest. And I don't, again, it goes back to the angle of what I learned, with the pandemic is like, and with other things I've gone through, no more hero status. culture leader maybe, or like somewhat, but I only give some rope, because Trump fucking lost his ass, right? He got caught slipping at the very best. And I was saying this, anyway, let me finish my point. Trump, turncoat, all these other motherfuckers, everybody is susceptible to turning coat. And so you have to go, okay, I'll trust this person for a little bit. And as soon as they show whatever true colors that go against my particular principles, okay, cut them loose.
I think that guy already has. I agree with this. I don't think his thing is mature masculinity, though. He's like a teenage boy's fantasy. I will say also, I think we're really seeing, how when we remove people from the dialogue, they get replaced with someone worse. We banned Alex Jones. So what filled the void? QAnon, as they call it. We got rid of Milo, and we got Nick Fuentes. We vilified Jordan Peterson, and now we have Andrew Tate. So it's like when you don't allow any discussions and get rid of anyone talking about anything, it ends up that shitty people take up that mantle.
Yeah, touche. I will say, at the very least, though, taking what you want and leaving the rest. I appreciate the movement online just to embrace masculinity. Yes, it's not a mature masculinity in that way, but do you really want, after all of the shit that men have been through in the last year, do you still want to hold us to a certain fucking... we'll get there. We'll get there. But don't hold us to such a strong standard. Like, yeah, the fucking feminists have been beating the shit out of you, and and testosterone is at a fucking all-time record low, and you can't get a fucking this, and you can't say anything freely, and you can't. But be nice while you're growing up and stretching your wings. No, bro, give us a little bit of looseness for us to find our legging, and if that includes us being a little bit over the mark, okay, all right, yeah, we'll get there.
I agree with you completely on that, but I don't agree that's what he is. I think he's like...
I'm not saying he is. I'm saying the movement towards mocking feminists online, the movement towards mocking and making race jokes, the movement towards Sigma, look at how masculinity is put down. Like, it's the fucking broken clock, right? Right twice a day. So it's like, I appreciate the wins. And again, point the people who listen to me anyway, which is like, not that many, because I'm shadow banned and censored. Swear to God, fucking, by the way, if I wasn't censored, I'd be Tom Cruise famous, you fucking cocksucker. Same with little MIKERaggress'd. But I appreciate the movement. And then I tell the people who also follow me, hey, by the way, read this history book. Hey, here's Stoicism. Hey, here's, you know what I mean? I point to the right shit.
That's the thing, though. I think somebody like you should be taking up this mantle, not a fucking pimp.
Agreed.
But what do you think of that Pearl chick?
Same thing.
They're kind of similar, I think. They're kind of two different sides of the same coin.
Right. But
and I think it really goes to show there are such problems right now with both men and women that you're getting these kind of semi-undesirable people.
Yeah, we're grasping for heroes.
Bringing up some valid points, but I don't know.
We're grasping for heroes, just like people grasped for Milo, just like people grasped for Jordan Peterson. Sometimes people are healthy enough to handle that long term. I do not think Pearl is healthy enough spiritually, mentally, emotionally to handle that long term. It will probably blow up like Eliza Blue. It will probably, right? But I still, as a man, as a straight man who's been in this fucking game for a long time, I appreciate the honesty that sometimes comes out of her, because, whatever. Hey, you know what? It helps men be like, yeah, that does diagnose the problem I'm living. That does, it equips men who are in that game, who kill ourselves. We're 75 fucking % of suicides. Hello. It helps us put a name to the problem. You know what I mean? And it helps us kind of culturally move forward. I'm not saying it's long-term healthy, but I'm saying it helps.
Yeah, I'm sure you haven't seen it because why? Because you're in Texas, so you don't have me to drag you. But the fucking Barbie movie, is just like, which by the way, I do have my video coming out in the next few days. I promise. I've taken so long with it. Because I kind of wanted it. It kind of became about bigger issues. I didn't want to just do some like Ben Shapiro thing with it. But yeah, it is literally just like 2 hours of bashing men and the patriarchy and and you look at like the scope of where men stand today, and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. The patriarchy, how men have it so great and shit. Where?
Yeah. Now I know that we've talked about how in depth about how hard it is for gay men. Imagine having to date that.
Wait, what?
Imagine having to date that.
Oh, that, yeah. Oh no, I don't. At this point, I don't think straight men have it much better.
No, yeah,
and it's kind of for the same reasons, like just insufferable bitches.
Insufferable bitches who have it really good and also have the cloak of having it really bad, and also being like, where are all the good men? And then turning around and going, die, die, die. Like we can't fucking win. So a lot of guys are pulling out. And people, regardless of, Andrew Tate or whoever the fuck, there is a movement to say, you know what? No, here's what's actually happening. Let's showcase these dumb broads for what they fucking are. and let's bolster your confidence. And I understand it's surfacey. I understand it's money grubbing. And I understand that those two people, specifically Tate, are fucking at best a little creepy, right? But I'm saying the wins we'll get there. We'll level out. I feel like it's like bumpers in bowling. You know what I mean? You know, the bumpers on the sides, you get a little too far this way and you hit the wall, and that bounces you back a little far this way. And eventually you get down to the end. And that's what we're doing.
I totally agree with this, James. Do you find Andrew Tate to be the model or voice for men nowadays? I think we are so desperate to hang on to a male or female role model, we end up worshiping them blindly without asking questions. That's where I take issue with a lot of these interviews that are being done with him. They just feel kind of dishonest.
Right.
But I was saying, occurring to me the other day, though, I was thinking about the Barbie movie, and I'm like, because I think, like, I'm sure he makes some valid points, but so do a lot of people, that I feel like, you know, the Madonna horror complex for women, the Ken doll Andrew Tate is sort of the male version of that nowadays, I think. That either you be this, like, tuck your dick between your legs and know your place and sit in the corner. They say a million times in that fucking movie. It's even right on the poster. It's the tagline for the movie, Barbie. She's everything. He's just Ken. And I feel like it said that speaks fucking volumes.
Right.
So it's like either be this castrated, limp dick, nothing, or Andrew Tate.
Right.
And it's like there's something in the middle, I think.
Yeah, I think there is something in the middle. But in the interim, we kind of have to let men spread our wings. Like, we need to just kind of like spread that. And again, I'm not defending the cocksucker. I'm defending the movement behind and why men latch onto that. Right. because we've been voiceless and ballless for at least 10 years. Right. And think about this. Imagine being a goddamn Gen Z growing up in this and everything. Yeah. And trying to date and be like these fucking dumb cackling broads. It's always, by the way, because I have to, even though I know I'm on a very gay show, it's always the confidence of frumpy sixes is incredible. It's fucking incredible.
That's true with men too, I gotta say. That's true with men too. Did you?
Okay, but you'll still fuck. You'll still fuck you. We won't stay with a frumpy six. We might fuck a frumpy six, but it's just the way they're just like, I'm everything and I'm all that and a bag of chaps. You're like, you are so annoying. Like, even that vibe from a 10 is annoying, but from a 6 and below, shit.
But I think it's the same with men. Did you see all these fucking men who look like little chodes talking on Twitter about Margot Robbie is mid? I'm like, you would cut off your left ball for her to glance in your direction.
But why are they doing it?
Because they can never have her?
Yes, and because they're insecure. I'm speaking for psychological whatever.
And when they say toxic masculinity, that it's not masculinity, it is insecurity.
Yes. When I've been insecure, I've had times in my life where I'm insecure. It was only 2 weeks. Just kidding. When I've been insecure, I what's the word? Overcompensated for that by being a fucking dick. I was Mr. Non-monogamy, and yeah, I'm gonna go fuck this girl, blah blah blah, and just rubbing it in girls' faces. I was a shithead, right? But my experience was underneath that, unless I did some fucking healing work, I wouldn't let go of that insecurity. Now, so again, it points to underneath chodes doing that, it's insecurity. How do we fix that? By calling them cockless? I'm not saying it's not fun to do that, but again, what's the actual fucking solution is to make them more secure.
That's a good point. Yeah, I think it goes back to what we were saying, that I think men and also women are in such crisis that we're looking to people like Andrew Tate, like fucking Pearl, like, because people want to hear some kind of reasonable message. And like I said, we've removed all reasonable people. We've removed anyone even semi in the middle. That's kind of all you're getting now.
Right. And that's why people like you and I, who actually are semi in the middle, we have a hard time, because we're not as catchy as a fucking, Turning Point, Real, or Andrew Tate or whatever. But still, I'd still rather hang on to and be my own, be conservatish. I'd still rather be me and unfamous than Andrew Tate or whatever the fuck.
God. Ugh. God, that just sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to get another beer real quick. So let's have a very quick word from our sponsors.
It's time for my grifting. Give me all your money. Don't just be a drifter. Help me be a grifter.
Fuck you, pay me.
That was like long enough for me to get a beer.
I can't fucking believe this is the first time I've known you 4 years. This is the first time I've ever seen you drink more than one drink. You're such a lightweight, in other words.
Beers I can drink. It's the fucking canned watermelon margarita that I swear they put meth in that drink. I am trashed if I'm never again drinking that on camera, because I get fucking loopy.
Guys, put in your favorite point when Mike was drunk on the live stream. That'd be very interesting. Fuck Charlie Kirk. Fuck
you. But yes, this is the grifting segment of our program. So if you like my stuff, subscribe to my locals. The links are below. We do lots of fun stuff. We have been having weekly hate watch parties and just like that. Celebrity Apprentice is going to be after that. We do game night. We have a Discord chat that's like the best thing ever. We do movie night, game night, all the stuff. Or become a channel member. I have multiple members just swinging in the breeze. Send us your super chats, because I am determined to start making videos and shows and writing full-time this year. And it's starting to go kind of well. So hopefully I can do that. Pete, where can people grift you?
Tasted better than it
That's
sounded.
where.
You can find me on Instagram at Peter_Feliciano. I have 21.8 thousand followers, so I'm famous.
Do you not have like a Patreon or something?
I do. Yeah. My Patreon is patreon.com/conservatish. Although I have been contemplating moving over to another platform, but for now, that's where I'm at. And, Granny Panties. I like that name.
Do you know
love both of you fine young men.
By the way?
Huh?
Do you know the crazy thing? Granny Panties is like young and hot. Before I saw her, I expected her to be a little old lady. Granny is hot.
Well, send me a tit shot, bitch. Where the fuck you at? Fucking conservatishpodcast@gmail.com. I got my DMs open. Come on, girl.
People do that too.
Oh, somebody actually messaged me last night. I wasn't. I won't. Let's just say she didn't send anything, but then when she did say something, I looked at her posts and I was like, not my thing. But God bless you. God bless her.
Aww.
You know what I mean? No,
I always get people who follow me that they're like, I have someone I want to set you up with. My friend, he's gay, you're gay, you can be gay together. And then they send me a picture.
Oh.
And I feel so bad that I don't know what to say. I'm like, oh, he looks like a foot. Always, every time.
We've talked a lot of shit about fucking foot fetishes. Granny panties, you're making me blush. Pick or it didn't happen, girlfriend. What's up, baby? Come on, girl. Come on, girl. Maybe you can make me an apple pie. You know, I know how old ladies like to do it. Come on, girl.
She's not old. She's young and hot. I don't know why she calls herself Granny.
Yeah, well, granny panties are a very different thing. They got that, you know, what is it called? Fullback instead of like a, you know, a T-back or a G-string or whatever.
T-back.
Have you? Never mind. I'm
what? Go on.
No. Because I know I'll be fucking out in the wind. You'll leave me swinging in the fucking wind.
What? No, I ain't leaving you swinging.
Yes, you would. I love you and with all of my heart. But I know if I mention this, you won't go like, you won't be honest about what you're into. So don't
I'll be honest. I'm always honest. Bring it.
All right, everybody. You know, Mike, you know what's going to happen, but I'll do it anyway. I fucking love panties. I fucking adore. I swear to God, the scent of a fucking pair of panties. There's something about that. I'm very olfactory. Okay, I've been with bitches. You ever been with somebody like their fucking armpits are just like, I would just like to plant my face in this for fucking days. There's something about panties. I fucking love that shit. And watch, ladies and gentlemen, give us something that you're into.
Well, not panties for me.
And I didn't ask you whether or not you were into panties or underwear or jock straps.
No, not jock straps.
Okay, so give us something you are into.
That, sure, but not panties.
What?
The male version of that. I don't want a guy wearing fucking panties.
Okay, so you're into male underwear or jock strap. Okay, you know what? I was proven wrong.
Bad.
You okay, but there's been times on live streams on shows where I've opened my kinky side and you're like, hi, one time I looked at porn once.
What?
You fucking
I do not. I do not.
Most non-slut I've ever fucking.
How dare you? I'm trying to remember back in the day because I barely remember what sex is at this point. It has been quite a while.
Yeah. I so rarely get to talk about this shit on my show, man. The last year and a half, the last year and a half, it's been so political, you know. I've even had I've had two different 2.5 different candidates on my show, and I'm like, I used to do shows with anonymous ex-hookers. Like, what happened to my fucking show? I used to talk about eating ass on almost every episode, and it's just, I'm like 37 now. I don't know what the fuck it is.
Oh my god, we're getting questions now. Jock straps, jock straps, thongs, absolutely not. I think they're very unattractive on guys. That's apparently unpopular opinion. Gross. I think it's the types of guys who wear fucking jock straps too. The ones who look like it would be like throwing a hot dog down a hallway.
Yeah, what are you protecting?
Do you like hairy chests? Sure. I like all of the above. Dating nowadays is scary enough. I agree. See, this is where you end up thinking I'm innocent. The fetishes get worse nowadays. See, that's the thing, is you are so open-minded and I'm not. You're way more open-minded than me. And everyone is into like fucking weird shit now. So you just think that I'm like all innocent by comparison.
No, not not necessarily. Okay. I have defended people who are into, you know, weird shit that I'm not into, but that doesn't mean I'm open-minded. I just feel that there used to be more authenticity when it came to actual fetishes, not these cocksuckers who were like, oh, I'm a furry, that means I'm a no, you're a Ren Fair kid, bitch. You're a lonely Ren Fair kid. You watch Serenity. I know I'm gonna get some shit in the comments. I don't give a fuck.
No, we have a friend who's, I don't know if he's here tonight, but we have a friend who's a furry in our Discord. We got all types, and I love it, and I love him. And I don't get the appeal, but I support you.
But that's not a fetish. That's not a fetish. No, it is not.
As opposed to what?
As opposed to this. I don't like feet. Feet are fucking gross. Okay, I'm with you on that.
We agree on that.
Quentin Tarantino, okay, was born #born this way. Okay. He is fucking, there is something chemical in his body that is like, I want to suck on and smell and fuck feet. And he's weird, but that's authentic at the
Yeah,
very
I
least.
agree. I'm
But
like,
a
you do
cocksucker,
you. You're not hurting anyone.
a personality-less cocksucker who's like, oh, I guess I need to be into something and be cool with all these fucking BDSM scene people. I guess I'll buy a fucking suit that has fur on it. That's not a fetish. You're just a fucking lonely kid. You're a Ren Fair kid. You played D&D as a kid, and now you want to be around the fucking, you want to get a fucking pity fuck once every 6 months from a fucking, again, a frumpy 5, and that's where you get it now, is in the BDSM scene. Fuck that shit.
Oh my God. Maddie, I had this happen too. I made out with a dude that kept his dick in a cage, and he didn't tell me. I had that happen once too. I probably told this story, and it was this like preppy ass frat boy. And then I found, I don't know to this day, because I bounced way before that. I don't know if he wanted his dick in a cage or wanted someone else's dick in a cage. I don't know. I bounced.
I love the word. I love that Maddie's like, I was ... displeased. What a fucking beautiful.
You ain't having none of that shit. Whoa. Fuck you, Cody. The only thing I know about Mike is that he's a nun who doesn't communicate and doesn't like her.
Thank you, Cody.
Send the two of you off somewhere.
Yeah, we'll talk. We'll have a hate watch of MIKEroaggress'd. I'll dress
that
up
is not
like
true.
Samantha.
There is just nobody. There's so like, okay, so I've been very like, I don't know, like in theory, I want to date, but I've had a few options for dates lately, and I'm just not feeling it because I feel like I just need to focus on like my work and moving, and then when I move, I can worry about dating.
Okay, I am in the same spot. Part
Really?
of it was, yeah, part of it was me and my most recent ex split up in October. And it was kind of a rocky one. Like she was somebody for the first time in a long time where I was like, okay, I'm legit gonna try. Like I'm legit gonna, like I'm ready, you know? And she seemed ready, but then she stopped being ready. She just has a lot of internal work to do. Happily, actually, about a month ago, she made amends for her shit fuck behavior.
Oh,
so
wow. You didn't tell me that.
Yeah. It's because we never talk anymore, Michael.
I know, I miss you.
Oh my God. We need to shoot gun. But so part of it was that, but also it was I've codified and clarified what I want and the type of woman I want. She needs to be down to homeschool. She needs to not be fucking liberal. I don't care if she's apolitical. I don't care if she doesn't need to be a right wing, whatever. She doesn't need to be red pill. Just somebody who's not that. So I don't have to do all of the fucking legwork for her. And someone who's down to homeschool and you know, home birth and, you know, isn't down to give our kids vaxes, you know? So outside of that, like I've clarified what I want. Hopefully someone who's down with some sort of spirituality. She doesn't need to be Christian. She doesn't need to be whatever, but some sort of higher power. And other than that, you know, whatever. But in the interim, I don't, because I'm 37 or because I've gotten a lot of, you know, pussy in my life or whatever, I don't feel like I need to get notches on my belt in order to validate my manhood. So I'm sitting back and I'm going, you know what? I'm going to wait until God, the universe, whatever, brings that girl, you know, on. And then that's why I was on this show, so that Granny Panties and I could get introduced. Anyway, conservative podcast at gmail.com. But I'm much more circumspect about what I want and where I want to go and what I'm building as a man. You know, what do you feel like? I mean, you've got stuff, you're focusing on your stuff.
Yeah. And I had met this guy that we were going to go out, and it's like, he's asking me questions because I'm like, I can tell when they're woke. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I'm not going to bring it up and I don't want them to know, but I have to be so cagey if I'm going to do that when they start asking me questions, because it's never one question. There's a follow-up and a follow-up. And when they can tell you're being cagey, they prod more. And I'm like, oh, I really don't want to get into this. I know how it will end. And I just don't have the energy for that right now. I don't care enough. I don't, you know, so I don't know. I feel like it would be great to like meet someone amazing and go on dates, but I'm just kind of like, I don't care that much right now.
Right. I mean, part of that is, you know, you turned 25 this year. So like, that's why it's like, you know, you have. Maturing.
I love you. James, I went on a second date with a guy from Tinder who I thought I was enjoying until he told me after our second dinner he was in an open relationship the whole time. There was no third date. Good for you. Fuck that shit.
Yeah.
That is bullshit. I hate that shit so much.
Right.
Again, like you do you, blah, 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 disclaimers, etc. But like, I hate that shit.
Well, the fulcrum, I think, is the dishonesty. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I used to be a non-monogamous. I used to be a non-monogamous guy, and I would, tell people right away.
And so that's changed, though.
Yes, I'm now a monogamous man. What do you mean? Yes, I've been a monogamous.
Good, I like that.
Years.
That's what we like to say. He is only monogamous to me.
Yeah, I'm keeping my dick in a cage from now on.
There was one guy I had who kept moaning, which I'm flattered by, but it was too distracting. Like, oh my God, shut up. Okay, so here's the thing. You're going to turn this into me being vanilla, but it's not. If that's authentic, great, awesome, when it's authentic. But
yes.
There are some fucking gay guys who are so actressy, and it's just like a pet peeve of mine. Like, you'll touch their arm, and they'll be like, ah! I hate that. I hate that when they're actressy.
Agreed.
Right?
I mean, the hottest thing.
I bet women do that too.
Yeah, the hottest thing I think sexually is like authenticity. When you can tell, like, especially men. I don't know how it is for gay men, but like how it is for men. Like, we want to know you're having a good time. Like, we're not actual rapists. You know what I mean? Like, so we want to know you're having a good time. So but there's a difference between and like, I want the fucking I want the fucking tears. Give me the fucking nasty shit, bitch.
I agree. What happened to our love cast? We need to do more of them. I just got distracted with other things. We need to do more. I wanted to do them in person, but I guess we could just do them on here. It left me for
I've thought about doing a conservative dating show. That would be fucking great.
I've been wanting to have like a dating show on here where we like find people for someone, like we have like The Bachelor. But I don't know how that would really work. I got to figure out the details because they would kind of have to be in the same place. So how do you find? I don't know. I got to figure out the details on that.
It would also be really difficult for me to not snatch up all the girls.
Oh, you so would. You so would.
No, I'm very demure these days. I'm
for you maybe.
It's just me and Granny Panties from now on. Like, never. I was never.
Hey, Star Sand, my love. You got to come on here soon already. Hi, Miss Panties. Oh my God, Christopher. Mikey is thinking Florida or bust. He's waiting until Florida too.
I gotta say, some of our followers are fucking hilarious people.
I love them so much.
Chris is a sweetheart on my Twitter as well. Thank you.
Oh, I love it. He's the best, except for his food takes.
Yeah, didn't he went to fucking I hope he was joking that he went to
Oh no, he's joking, I hope, just to make me angry. But he's always fucking talking about jarred sauce and
you know what? Is Peter gonna what? Talk about?
Is Peter going to talk about his secret farming life? I could get down with that.
It's not secret.
We're having love connection right here.
It's not secret. I went to New Hampshire a month ago for a week to work on a farm, man. I'm all about that shit. I have it's in my room, but I have a book on I have 2 books on farming right now. I've already done a lot of research into buying land. I've already done a lot of research into building my own shed, to start with just a small house and then build on top of that. I know how to fucking dig a goddamn well. I'm getting all into that shit.
Hey, Michael. Can I, by the way, I don't know what just made me think of this. Can I tell you something, by the way?
Yes.
This is so cryptic. Maybe he's watching. I don't know. This is very cryptic. Tell me this isn't the most cryptic. This happened 3, 4, 5 months ago, maybe, and it lives in my head rent free. It owns spots of land in my head. So months ago, I get a message on Twitter, anonymous account, no name, no face. That's like, oh my God, I just realized I just found your stuff and I didn't know who you were. And I've been watching all your stuff and I've been watching all your videos of your show and you're amazing. I didn't know you were kind of conservative too, blah, blah. And he's like, oh, we slept together. I live on a block away, I moved, but I lived a block away from you. And he said the street too. So it's not like somebody just making it up because he knew where I live. But I feel like I would remember that, right?
Even though you've only been with 2 men in your entire life, that's crazy.
Yeah. And I was like, is it rude that I was like, who are you?
No, he's an anonymous.
He didn't answer.
He's an anonymous person with no picture. You don't give no fucking.
There was one person who lived like a block away from me, but I don't think it would be him, and that's why I was asking. I'm pretty sure there was nobody else.
I don't know.
I
don't know. What was the best?
What?
You bring something out in me because I know you're so like, oh, you have. Like,
I am not. I don't know why you have this impression of me.
You there's a little bit of pearl clutchery going on.
No way.
Yes,
you
there
see
is.
pearls, bitch.
Anyway, yes, people are very. Would you do garden farm? Star Sand said she had a farm going. Had a girl.
Oh wait, I missed. Sorry, I have to catch up. Star Sand started a farm.
Walnut trees, pecan trees, and blackberries growing on my property. Hang on, I've heard this that trees take, especially or at least my friend's farm has apple trees. It takes fucking years to start growing apples. What the fuck is that shit? I'm sure walnut trees and pecans are the same.
It's crazy. I was just thinking this the other day. I have a giant backyard here. And I'm like, I should have fucking gardened or something. I didn't do anything with it. I don't know how to fucking garden though.
Well, right, but that's the thing. You're about to leave New York City. You have to kind of dig a little bit, you know, what I mean? Even if it's just into guns. Oh, she inherited the trees. Okay,
what were you going to say though? What was the pearl clutching thing?
I was just gonna ask if you ever see, Granny Penny says I'm all about the homesteading shit. Come on, girl. Come on. You have chickens? I killed my first animal. I killed my first animal when I was in New Hampshire. I'm a hypocrite. I'm a hypocrite on that. I'm a hypocrite. At least I had connection with and it was the greatest fucking lamb roast I've ever had in my life. Jesus. Anyway, I was just going to ask, do you ever think fondly of people you've been just like, oh, I remember that was the greatest.
Oh yeah.
Tasting dick or the greatest head I've ever gotten in my life.
Yeah.
They were a horrendous human being, but
yes.
God bless them.
Yes. You know what sucks too? Okay, so like in the days when I would be a little bit more slutty than I have been as late, you know those people. Okay, chat. You know what you all know what I'm talking about. Don't you bitches turn on me. You know when you'll kind of like just hook up with somebody and it's just a hookup, but then it's really good and you're like, shit, I wouldn't have slept with them if I knew it was gonna be. Which is probably weird. It should probably be the other way around.
I think that's a gay guy experience.
It is. I feel like there's no going backwards, or if there is, it's very rare. There's no turning a hookup into a date. There's one that you mentioned that I'm like, I would try to turn that into a datey thing, but I don't think that would happen because he texts me all the time. He wants to like get together. He's like, come over my apartment, and I'm like, let's go to dinner. I didn't say that, but that's what I'm thinking.
But what if I see? Here's the thing that a lot of straight girls don't understand is that hooking up with us too early doesn't make us not want to fuck you again or see you again. It's actually the opposite for a mature man, right? Not if he's 17 to 23.
I think what you're talking about is different though. Which you're right. I think you're talking about like you go to dinner and then sleep together at the end of the night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
what I'm saying is just like
be with girls. Yeah.
What I'm saying is you like go to their apartment and bang, and there's no date beforehand.
But what if you did that? I would say 27 even. Yeah, touche. Things have changed over the years. But what if you hooked up with him again and then you just kind of you don't have to leave right away. Yeah. I'm gonna see how that goes. At the very least, you catch a good dick again. That's hey, whatever.
Okay, do you want to hear something very slutty?
No. Yes, go.
The one that I'm talking about, now that you're thinking. So he worked in this office, in this huge office in Times Square, overlooking, like, windows everywhere, overlooking all of Times Square.
He's Andy Cohen.
No, oh, gross. No. Not doing geriatrics.
Who's that? Who's that white-haired? Oh, Anderson Cooper.
Oh God, no, I have standards. Get this though. So he worked in this huge office, all overlooking all of Times Square, and he was the only one in his office that day. So we did it at his office.
Yeah, that's some of the funnest shit, man. Some of the funnest shit. I remember one time, car hookups are fun. Park hookups. I remember
I told you I can get down with, like, locations.
What you get down with locations?
Locations.
Okay, but that's is it
not enough for you?
No, I'm not saying it's not enough. Is it like it happens, or like would you leave your premises if the dick was already there in order to go to the location? Are you saying that it's a fetish?
You mean like you're doing it with somebody at home and you're like, no, this isn't good enough. We need to, like, go somewhere. No.
Not good enough. Is it a preference? We all have our preferences, or that's what I
Not
always
a
think of, like a
preference.
fetish.
You're like, oh, this is neat.
All right. So it's not a fetish. It's not like a kink or anything necessarily. Do you have other shows that are like this?
No.
Okay. You're welcome.
I mean,
everybody.
it's not like me and Carrey are talking about such things.
No.
No, she would. That's nothing against her.
I think she and I are going to work on a
if you were the only
skit soon.
Oh, you should. That was so good. You guys have to watch it. If you were the only two in a theater, would you smash Mikey? Yes. I have almost been the only two in a theater many times, and every time it's like someone.
Why would you wait? Why would you wait to be the only ones in the theater? Just a little reach over.
Like you.
A little reach. What are you talking? I mean, listen. A little head never hurt nobody.
I made out. So we were like basically the only people in the theater, and I made out with somebody, and there was, it made out, etc. with somebody during the Yogi Bear movie, like a midnight showing years ago, and that bitch is now trans. Not just trans, but like Antifa trans. I saw a picture years ago. He was so cute as a man. Holy shit! If you saw this person now,
that's really weird.
I've had a couple of them turn trans.
Ooh. I had when I lost my virginity, actually, I was 17 years old. She was 19, so she robbed the cradle. And we were doing what we were doing. Oh, we went over to a family member's house. Trantifa, exactly, Granny.
Trantifa.
And we were gonna watch fucking what's that movie? Scarface. And we got distracted. We're making out, and then she takes her tits off and her tits out, not Trantifa. She takes her tits out, and I've to this day I've never seen Scarface, but because we went to the bathroom. Yeah. Actually, did I ever tell you that story? My virginity was in controversy for a year and a half because I put my penis inside of her asshole. So it was like,
I don't get how you mistake the two.
Why? Listen, it was my first time. I was so excited something was happening down there that I didn't even pay attention. The second time we fucked, I was like, wait a second. What's that smell? Like, so it wasn't.
She takes her tits off.
See, I know you snort left. I have that effect on women. You're welcome, mama.
Mikey has the kiss of twink death. Damn it! I didn't know. Get this shit. So, I'm such a dumbass. So, when I went to Texas for Carrie's wedding, I ended up meeting this guy who was like 19. What a mistake! Bad idea.
I remember you talking to me about that guy.
If you go out with somebody younger, you think at the beginning you're like he's what he said. He's like, oh, I don't feel any age difference. I'm like, no, me neither. Until you do. Eventually you will. Oh, and he said to me, he was like, oh yeah, by the way, I'm very mentally ill. It's like, great. And he was like, oh God. He had said he tried to kill himself a bunch of times. Then he said that his sister tried to kill herself. By the time he told me his parents tried to kill themselves too, I was like, I don't know if I'm buying this story anymore. But with that guy, he was like taking time off from school or whatever. So he was starting a different college. And I literally said to him probably 20 times jokingly, don't let them turn you trans. And he was like, haha, that's funny. Guess what happened?
Wow, that is a major update. I remember
them.
these stories. I remember you calling me and being like, I'm so in love. And I'm like, okay, well, all right. That's one thing. I love you so much, but you do fall in love. And I'm so grateful for that. Yes, you fucking do. Listen, I'm so grateful for that because otherwise you and I wouldn't have become such good friends. You know, because once you're past the little crust and there's not a lot and you're a legit human being, you invest. You're a sweetheart. That's the way it fucking is.
I am not.
Yes, you are. Everybody knows that the fucking MikeyHarlow is a sweetheart.
Whatever. I am not. No, I think for me, it's that like most gay guys are so insufferable and so boring and such pussies that like you meet somebody who isn't like that and you're like, you know? I am not the best, Melly. How dare you?
Mikey's Italian. He can't help it. Exactly. That's part of it. That's part of it. Although I don't know, Sopranos doesn't bode well for sweetness.
I got the both sides. What was it? I was about to say something crazy and I forgot what it was.
Me too.
Oh Lord, that's why I had to say no to second date. 10 years difference might be too much. With who? How? What are the?
I had a actually the first like 3 girlfriends I had were upwards of, like, I remember I was 18, she was 39, and then I was, yes, that happened. And then I was 21, she was 36, and then I was 23 and she was 34. So like I got older and they got younger.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Ooh, Granny's drinking tequila.
It's getting crazy. Picks or it didn't happen.
Mikey's Grand Adventures as chapters just on his deep dive crushes followed by him. Dog, how dare you, Chris? See?
That's what I'm saying, Chris.
Oh, shit. He was 33 and 21. Well, hopefully I looked young too with the 19-year-old.
I'm not going to answer that. Yeah, sure.
Shut up.
I'll tell you this: when you do get older, please don't do the Madonna direction. Do the. I mean, she's a dirtbag liberal, so fuck her. But do the Meryl Streep version where you age gracefully. You know what I mean?
I have a little something done.
Really?
Yes, I spotted last night. I spotted a wrinkle for the first time. I'm getting that shit. I'm gonna have my eyebrows on the back of my head. It's just stapled.
You're just gonna walk around. You look like a fucking balloon, like that Madonna thing. That bitch looked like a fucking baboon.
She looks
actually,
horrible, though. Can you believe my mom is older than her? Like she's not. Madonna's not that old.
Right.
She's like 63, 2, something like that.
Yeah. See, other people are saying
tasteful stuff.
Tasteful, Millicent.
Yeah.
Okay, so like just a quick, like a filler, or like you're not gonna go full on Joan.
You know what I would get? Well, first, I hate my teeth. I have very janky teeth. Probably I was smoking cigarettes for so many years. So I want that done, and I want like not the full nose job, but they basically like take a nail file and just shave a little bit off. That's what I would do.
No, you have a nice nose. What do you? Come on, people. Tell
Jubilee Nosegate gave me a complex.
Who's that?
Do you know they called me? They wanted me to come on something again.
Oh, I remember that.
And then they didn't call me back. I was like, all right, I will. And they didn't call me back. I'm like, they probably saw all the fucking shit that so this channel I went on, which has like millions of views, by the way. So I was like, no, nobody's going to see it. It has like 5 million views. This Jubilee channel.
Jubilee, get it?
Yeah, they photoshopped me into like Jubilee. They photoshopped my nose to be like that. The nostrils looked like those movies with aliens where they suck up the quarters with their nose. Oh, it's horrible. What I was gonna say, by the way,
Pie
semi-related.
Pie Susan 17 says, "No surgery. You are perfect as you are."
Thank you. Oh, thank you. I'm hoping though that there's something between like janky teeth like I have or those giant veneers. Those are the worst. Like Milo got those. Did you ever see the picture of Milo with the giant veneers?
Yeah, or who's another example? Chris Rock is another example of that. There's a bunch of veneer motherfuckers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's weird.
You know what I was gonna say, by the way, semi-related. Have you heard about this fucking slut, Ariana Grande, and that little fucking troll that she's dating?
No, I have not.
This home-wrecking little whore. So the guy, he played SpongeBob in SpongeBob the Musical. And he was married. They were like high school sweethearts. He was married to this chick. He's like this short little ginger. Married together for like 15 years. They just had their first child, maybe like 10 months ago or something, right? So fucking Ariana Grande, they're in a movie together. So she's like liking all the pictures of the wife with the kids. She went to their home, is holding the baby. And now they're fucking banging, and he left the wife for her. Ooh. 15 years. Wood chipper. I know people say wood chipper for pedophiles, but men who fucking leave their wife of 15 years who they just had a baby with, leave her to take care of the kid, wood chipper.
Okay,
It's that great for her on her side. So here's how I feel about parentheses. I would say life in prison for her, death penalty for him. I think the cheater is worse than the cheaty.
But here's the thing. I will add this as perspective and not as an excuse. Don't worry, Granny Panties. Once we'll get married and we'll be together forever. But here's what I'm saying. If you don't, if a straight man doesn't let out the evil early on, he gets in the back of his head that he has to slut around at some point. Do you understand what I'm saying? They got to go to
but once
you
have a fucking kid.
No, I agree. I'm not saying it's moral.
Look at this little troll. I'm gonna get a picture.
I'm not saying it's moral. I'm saying if that's why men need to have a slut day. They need to have that time during the early time of their life, and then they're ready to settle down without having to get fucking notches in their belt in their 30s.
Look at this little troll. That was the wife, way out of his league.
Wow, Jesus Christ.
See, let me tell you something.
She's fucking cute.
She is. And Ariana Grande, look at fucking Ariana Grande, by the way. She's had so much work done. She's basically just breathing out of two little holes in her nose at this point.
Yeah,
That's looks like the worst of it.
She looks like an anime character. What's that like? She's
not even 30. She's had so much work done. Let me tell you something. So, especially with women, I think, but I guess gay guys do this too, that they're very cagey about height. So I used to take up the mantle. Oh no, I don't care about somebody's height. Short guys are cool. Like this little midget. I dated a fucking midget. I almost married a fucking little midget. Like short people are evil. I'm done taking up the mantle for these fucking midgets. Fuck them. I dated the most evil little midget who I almost married.
So, okay. So, but you, was it one of those things you were willing to set that aside? Like you were, or you actually...
No, I liked that about him. I didn't care.
Oh, okay.
He was like 5'1".
Yeah, that's yeah. I don't know. I mean, as I'm 6'1" and 220, so I don't have any problem with the. I'll tell you this. I don't feel for motherfuckers who can't like, because I've had a few friends.
Short men. They're little Napoleons. They take it out on everyone else. They think there's some fuck them, so they're gonna fuck everyone else.
It's like Lady Cops. Patrice made a brilliant point. He's like, if you ever have a problem with a cop, it's never like a giant statey. You know what I mean? He's never like a big brolic motherfucker who could arrest you if he didn't have the law on his side. It's these female cops, these short boy cops who have something to prove.
They're the biggest bitches of all.
Yes, they take their power out on someone else. Yeah.
Love myself some short kings. I do too. But I've seen too many evil ones that I think I've had to change my mind on that.
I like Star Sense says short people have a reason to live, Mikey. I don't know.
It's short men, not short women. It's these little Napoleons, these little fucking midgets. They're evil.
Millicent says I'm 5'10" and finding a man who isn't
5'10".
intimidated by my height seems impossible. I dated a guy who was 6 foot and he hated my height. A 6 foot guy would hate it too.
A little bitch.
Yeah, that's a little. Again, it goes down to oof. Hang on. I'm sorry. I got distracted by Granny.
Yeah, this is just Granny letting you know that she's skinny.
115 pounds, trying to gain some weight. Bitch, do not just fucking come to Texas, bitch. That's all I'm saying. Just fucking come to Texas.
Granny, where are you?
We'll kill some chickens together.
Oh, the chickens.
What? All right. I have had some of the great. You cooked me a steak once. That was fucking incredible.
I'm a hypocrite because I love food, but I also love animals. So I'm a hypocrite on
Remember
this.
my surgery, by the way? That was very cute. And Mikey took care of me after my arm surgery, my first one in January of 2022.
Aw. It's good now?
Forced me to watch. Oh, yes. Forced me to watch Scream. Actually, by the way, I've been able to play guitar with no issues.
Yes.
I didn't think, the fucking doctor told me, hey, we'll do the surgery, but you may not be able to play guitar again. And almost wanted to kill myself for a couple of hours and then got through that and whatever. But not only am I able to, but I'm also actually pretty solid on my guitar. So I'm very happy.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody go follow his music. Eat whatever you want. I'm getting fat. I need to eat less.
Yeah, that's what we all think. We're all offended by the blob that we see before us. Would you shut the fuck up? You weigh like 4 pounds, motherfucker.
No, I used to, and I didn't appreciate. Do you know, I used to have people think, because I would literally just like smoke a pack of cigarettes all day, and that's like what I would eat. I used to have people think I had an eating disorder. I used to have relatives like follow me into the bathroom at restaurants to see if I'm throwing up. And I didn't appreciate it. People asked if I was on drugs. I didn't appreciate it at the time. Ain't nobody asking me that now.
I remember what did I say? I made a joke one time. You look like you a heroin chic, and you were like, "Oh,
I love you." That's what I just want to be Courtney Love on the outside.
Hang on, Robert. Let's defend Robert Lowry. He says, I'm short and not evil. 5'3". You got it, King.
You are amazing.
All right.
I'm only saying some of your kind are evil, but very attractive. Like this SpongeBob motherfucker. I did think he was cute before this. So you are a sexy bitch.
You thought he was cute before? God damn.
I like funny looking people. Funny looking people.
Stop that shit. I swear to God. Yeah, see, Sage gets it. I'm 5'2", but my boyfriend is 6'3". Exactly.
If you saw pictures of me with my ex, because I'm 6 foot, he was 5'1", it looked so fucking ridiculous.
Look like Seth Green, yeah.
Seth Green is hot. No, you know who's really hot?
Ew. I swear to God, I can handle some 41. I can handle that motherfucker. Do not say Seth Green is hot. I'm gonna vomit. I'm gonna vomit in your throat.
James, you are a sexy king also, and so are you, Cody. You are an evil bitch, but you're a sexy short king, and so are you.
Short people got no reason to live.
I was thinking that.
Seth Green is kind of hot, though. What is wrong with you, Carson? He actually was, by the way, thank you, granny babies. Seth Green is not hot. Exactly. Come to fucking Texas.
Hot.
Seth Green was actually on that certain plane, that list of certain people who were on a certain plane.
That plane. I thought you meant 9/11.
No.
No, you're shitting me.
He's on the list, baby. What do you want from me? He's on the list. It may have been a one-time thing that he was taking a ride somewhere and got on the plane. I made this video a few months ago. I was like, if Anthony Kiedis, as an example, because he's also on the list. if you if you were a star like Anthony Kiedis and you just one day just took this ride, like, I need to get down to do some music in the fucking Barbados, so I'm gonna get this ride with this plane. I've never been on this plane. I've never met this motherfucker before. I've never blah blah blah. You get on the plane, you get dropped off, blah blah blah. And then there's a list going around 10 years later that says you were on this plane that this fucking actual fucking pedophile was on. You would get out there and be like, hey, I just fucking rode on this plane. I don't know this motherfucker. I don't know what the fuck. Fuck this, blah, blah, blah. But none of them have done it. It's either the worst PR advice ever, or they were actually on the plane for the fucking nefarious reason.
I believe, I could be wrong, so fact check me on this. I think I'm right, but I'm pretty sure Lady Gaga was on the list too.
Yeah,
but I don't think that she's like a pedophile. So maybe there were just some people who were there thinking, oh, I'm going on a trip to an island. Maybe. Not the ones who went there like fucking 20 times like Bill Clinton. Like, we know what he was fucking doing
or
there.
Bill Gates, 37.
It was that many?
37. And by the way, 37. And it was after, most of these were after he had already gone to jail for fucking for statutory rape, for pedophilia. He had already been convicted as a fucking creep fuck, and they still hung out with him. And yet they're going to go like, me too. Fuck you, you liars. That's why I was just talking with an actress yesterday. I was on her show. Shout out to fucking Ashley Ash. And like all these people with the strike, it's like, okay, I might agree with some of the points they're making, but you really want us to give a fuck after not only Me Too movement and all the bullshit, like, oh, Weinstein's gone, no more perverts in all of Hollywood, yay, we're all good now. Or, by the way, and the fact that Mike Harlow and I were segregated from society for fucking 9 months, and you actively pushed Fran Drescher to try to continue the fucking mandates. Fuck you. Now you want us to give a fuck about you? Suck my dick, you fucking lying piece of fucking lizard shit.
Oh my God, wait. I have so much to get to. First of all, Jeremy, we love you so much. I'll see you in Discord, baby. What was I gonna get to? Ryan Gosling is hot. I don't know about his personality. I think he needed a little bit of that Carrey Lake filter, which is also just like the Mike filter now. But he needed that Carrey Lake filter. Cody, what was it that Cody said? If I see a guy as hot once, no amount of aging or botched surgery can make him look bad. Even like, I mean, you would get it on with like Ollie London.
Oh no, poor baby.
Steve Buscemi, by the way, young Steve Buscemi was so hot.
And by the way, speaking of like underground shit that they do on the side, do you know that he was actually a part-time volunteer firefighter? And he
good. I thought you were going to say,
no,
yeah,
it was a good thing.
Too.
Yeah, he tried to help out, or he helped out with 9/11, and didn't fucking tell anybody.
Anyone want to join me in killing pedos? Pedos and cheaters. We're throwing SpongeBob in there.
Let's not get crazy.
In that type of situation, you just had a baby with your wife. Your
okay, all right. Okay,
within a year, fuck you.
Because
I cannot wait. By the way, we are starting the official MIKEroaggress'd countdown of how long until Ariana Grande drops his fucking ass, because it is going to be a matter of months or weeks. I cannot wait. And I hope the wife tells him to fuck himself.
Absolutely. But
young Steve Buscemi was
I would also like to add to the list men and women who pee on the seat in a public toilet.
Women do that?
Women sometimes do that too, yeah. Because they squat.
How?
They don't go all the way down. They squat. Correct me if I'm wrong, Granny. Where are you at, baby? They squat over and then they piss because they don't want to get it on them, and it sometimes goes all over the place. So anybody who pisses on a public toilet seat, fuck you. We'll add that to the list of people that we're gonna unalive.
I didn't know that was a thing. Madonna looks like one of those things from Hellraiser. Ugh.
See,
women
Granny
do
says,
pee on seats. She's backing you up.
She's always got my back. I know you do, baby. I know.
Peter is correct.
I always am.
I
Do you
think
want which side, Granny, by the way, which side of the bed do you want? Because I don't care about really. I think me closest to the door, since I'm a man, I can protect us, you know. Hey.
You bring, this is the most female thing I've ever heard, Star said. I bring cleaning stuff with me at all times.
See, now that's Star Sane's already got the mom vibe. In your purse, you have wet wipes, you have snacks. What's up?
Women's bathrooms are worse? What?
I don't know about bath. Okay. Okay. Have you ever lived with a woman? I mean, maybe your mom, but like,
yeah, I had a room. Oh, I'll tell you. Oh,
their personal bathrooms, at the very least, not only like sometimes like nasty shit, whatever, but the fucking counter space just packed full of like caked on whatever. It's a mess in there.
Oh, let me tell you something. Oh, you would have hated this bitch so much. It probably only lasted like 6 months or so, but I had a female roommate once here. What a bitch. She wanted to move her boyfriend, who was like 20 years older than her. She was an actress. She wanted to move her boyfriend in with her and not have them pay rent. So I kicked them out. But anyway, she claimed this used to be her room. Now it's just like my little studio. She claimed that she was a witch, and she would have like, she had a whole countertop of like spells and potions and shit. So I evicted her. She ended up just having her boyfriend basically move in without telling me, without paying anything. So I kicked them out. I evicted their ass. I was like, this is your 30 days notice. And she was so furious. So I came into the room after she had moved everything out and left. This crazy bitch, I don't know what she did, some fucking voodoo shit, must have put some kind of curse on the room. She stuck pins in the ceiling, thousands of pins in the ceiling. And I had a new roommate moving in there. Like, if you guys look back on my Facebook, there's a video of it. I had to spend all night on a ladder pulling pins out of the ceiling. Yeah. I don't know. So now anytime that I have any sort of tech issues in this room, I swear it's because of the fucking hex that she put on.
It's the Malocchio. What is it? Malocchio?
Don't joke about the Malocchio. That is some serious
Or
shit.
I'll give you another one. She was a Bakyak.
Yeah. Oh, you would have hated her so much. Exactly. She was a woke witch.
I am going to piss my pants, and I've got to go eat dinner and things like that.
So we should wrap up in a second. If anybody has any final super chats, everybody has to go follow this beautiful man because you love him. I love him. We all love him. We should make this a regular thing. It's been too long.
Yes, sir. Agreed.
So what have you got coming up on Conservatish?
Let's see. I have so this week is the episode's already up, Spotify, iTunes, and YouTube and Rumble. It's a woman who is running for city council in Arvada, Colorado, super based. Her name is Forest Mommy on Twitter. Badass. And next week, I'll tell you this one. And this is why you have to subscribe, racists. Next week, I have a woman who is a former inmate of California prisons, and not only turned into an activist for prisoners, but female prisoners, but now is actively fighting the men who think they're women being put into female prisons. It's a fucking heavy episode. It's an important episode. It's a deep episode, and we talk a lot about. It's actually the first episode I've ever. I'll tease this. It's the first episode I've ever teared up on, because we talked about some fucking deep shit.
Shit.
Because what's happening to female inmates in California, especially, is fucking ridiculous. Men, by the way, men who are trans men or whatever, trans women who have literally raped people are being put into female prisons. And one, even I saw yesterday, one is being given a boob job on your fucking tax dollars. These women are fucking terrified, and they're caged. They are trapped with these fucking pieces of shit who are rapists and killers. And what we just have to be nice about it, because faggot fucking Scott Wiener in California
Ugh.
is a piece of fucking dog shit because of the
Worse.
woke mob. We now have to let these women be abused. It's fucking ridiculous. So anyway, why does the left hate women so much? Exactly, Granny. So anyway, that's coming out next week.
Granny, where are you and Pete going after this episode is what I want to know. We need an update on this soon.
Granny and I are very private people. She first has to send me a couple of pictures to podcast@gmail.com, or I'm on Instagram at Peter_Feliciano, or on Twitter at Rule62Peter.
Pig.
Love you guys very, very much. Thank you so much.
I love you so
for
much.
having me.
Before we wrap up, let me just say, everybody, subscribe. Come join my locals, because this is the sort of shit we do every night on our Discord. And we do game nights, movie nights. Wednesdays are in Just Like That party. Subscribe, help support the channel. I'll have a video out soon. Got some big shows coming up that I am planning. Follow this beautiful man, because he is the best. I love you so much, my hetero life mate.
Yes, you too, my BFF.
Aw, love you, boo.
All right, love you. Bye, everybody. Bye, Granny.
Let's just play.